Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Node.js and MongoDB to build a simple CRUD API. We'll set up a server with Express, connect it to MongoDB, and create API endpoints to add, retrieve, update, and delete users. By the end of this video, you'll have a fully functional backend that you can expand into bigger projects. So let's get started. First, we start by setting up our project. In the command prompt, we initialize a new Node.js project. This creates a package.json file, which is like the brain of our project. It keeps track of important details such as the project name, version, and dependencies. Think of it as a configuration file that helps Node.js understand how our project is structured. Next, we install two important packages, Express and MongoDB. Express is a lightweight framework that makes it super easy to create a web server, while the MongoDB package allows us to interact with our database. With these installed, we have everything we need to start building. Now we create a new file called index.js. This will be the main file where we write our server code. Once the file is ready, we can jump into writing some actual code and bring our project to life. First, we need to bring in the necessary modules. We require Express because it helps us create a web server easily. Then we bring in Mongo Client and Object ID from the MongoDB package. Mongo Client allows us to connect to our MongoDB database. Object ID helps us work with MongoDB's unique IDs when fetching or updating data. Next, we create an Express app by calling Express. This app will handle all our routes, meaning it will manage requests and responses. Then we add app.useExpress.json. By default, Express doesn't automatically understand JSON data in requests. This line ensures that whenever we receive JSON data, Express can parse it properly. This is super important because we'll be sending and receiving data in JSON format when working with MongoDB. Now we set up our database connection. First, we define the MongoDB connection string as mongodb-law//localhost 2717. This tells our app where to find the database. Since we're working locally, we use localhost. Then we define the database name, which we call mydb. This is where all our data will be stored. Finally, we declare a DB variable, but don't assign a value to it yet. This will be used to store our database connection once we successfully connect to MongoDB. With these steps done, our project is now prepared to connect to the database. Now let's open MongoDB Compass. This is a graphical tool that makes it super easy to interact with our database. If you don't have MongoDB installed on your computer, no worries. You can find a download link in the video description to get it set up. Once MongoDB Compass is open, we see a field to enter the connection info. Since our database is running locally, we use mongodb-localhost.27017 as the connection string. After entering this, we click connect, and just like that, we're inside our database. Now we create a new database and call it mydb. Think of this as a folder where all our data will be stored. Inside this database, we need a collection, which is like a table in SQL databases. We name our collection users because we'll be storing user data. With this setup, we now have our database and collection ready. Next, we'll connect our Node.js app to MongoDB and start interacting with it. We use MongoClient.connect and pass in our connection string along with some options. These options ensure a smooth connection. Use new URL parser true helps avoid warnings related to the connection format. Use unified topology true enables the latest MongoDB connection behavior for better stability. Since this function returns a promise, we handle it using .then. If the connection is successful, we store the database instance in our DB variable and print MongoDB connection successful in the console. If something goes wrong, the .catch block runs and prints an error message. This helps us quickly debug if there's a connection issue. Now, with our database connected, we need to start the server so our app can begin handling requests. We define a port number, in this case 3000. Then we use app.listen to start the server. Once it's running, we log a message to the console. Server running on HTTP localhost 3000. This means our app is now live and ready to receive requests. Now it's time to start our web server. We open the command prompt and run our Node.js file. This tells our app to connect to the database and start listening for requests. After running the command, we check the console output. If everything is working correctly, we see the message, MongoDB connection successful. This means our app successfully connected to the database and our web server is now active. At this point, our backend is fully set up and ready to handle requests. Now let's add some routes to create, read, update, and delete users in our database. Now that the server is running, we set up the home route by adding a simple get route for the root URL, /. This means that whenever someone visits the home page, they'll receive a welcoming message. Welcome to the Node.js CRUD app with MongoDB. It's just a simple way to check that the server is working and responding properly. Once that's in place, we need to restart the server to make sure all our changes are applied. To do this, we stop the server by pressing Ctrl+C, and then we start it back up by running the node index.js command again in the terminal. Now with the server running, we open Postman and send a GET request to http://localhost3000/. This request hits our home route, and if everything is set up correctly, the response shows the message we defined earlier. You should see it appear in Postman's response section, confirming that our route is working fine. Now, let's set up the post route to create a new user. We use this route to handle incoming data and add it to our MongoDB database. In this case, when we send a post request to /users, the server will take the data in the request body, which is in JSON format, and then insert it into the users collection in MongoDB. After setting up this route, we restart the server again to make sure everything is up and running. Then we use Postman to send a post request with the user data. In this case, we send the name Abruzzi as the user's data. This gets added to the user's collection in the database. Once the request is sent, Postman should show a response that says user added along with the newly inserted user's ID. This confirms that the user has been successfully added to the database. Now, to check if the data was actually added to MongoDB, we open MongoDB Compass. We refresh the database to see the user's collection, and voila! We can see that Abruzzi is now listed as one of the users in the collection. After successfully adding Abruzzi, we go ahead and add another user. This time, the user is Schofield. We follow the same process as before. Send the post request with Schofield's name in the body of the request. Once the request is sent, Postman should show the confirmation message saying, user added, along with the newly generated ID for Schofield. Next, we open MongoDB Compass again and refresh the database. We check the users collection, and just like before, we can see that Schofield has been added to the list of users in the collection. This confirms that our post request worked again and the new user was successfully added to the database. Now we're going to add a GET route to retrieve all the users from the users collection in MongoDB. We define this route so that when a client sends a GET request to /users, they'll get a response containing all the users stored in the database. First, we need to query MongoDB to get all the users. We do this using db.collectionusers.find. This method returns a cursor containing all the documents users in the users collection. We then convert this cursor into an array using toArray so that we can send the data back to the client in a format they can work with. Once we've fetched all the users, we send them back to the client as a JSON response. If there's an error while retrieving the data, we handle it in the .catch block by sending a 500 error response with an error message. After setting up this route, we restart the server again to apply the changes. Then we use Postman to send a GET request to h/localhost3000 users. In the response, we should see a list of all the users that have been added so far. When we check the response, we should see Abruzzi and Schofield as 2 users in the database. This confirms that our GET route is working and that we're able to fetch the data from MongoDB correctly. Now let's add a route to get a specific user by their ID. We set up a GET route with a dynamic parameter, meaning that whenever a request is made to /user/ID, we can extract the ID from the request parameters. Inside the route, we access the users collection in MongoDB and use the find_one method to search for a user with the given ID. Since MongoDB uses a special object ID format, we need to convert the string ID into an object ID before querying the database. If a user with the specified ID is found, we send it back as a JSON response. However, if no matching user exists, we return a 404 status with a user not found message. In case of any errors during the process, we handle them by sending a 500 status code with an appropriate error message. After implementing this, we restart the server to apply the changes. Then we open Postman and send a GET request to /users/ID, replacing ID with Schofield's actual ID. If everything is set up correctly, the response should return Schofield's user data, confirming that we can now retrieve a specific user from the database using their unique ID. Next, we'll add a put route to update an existing user's data. This route allows us to modify a user's details by sending a put request with the updated data. We'll use MongoDB's update1 method to modify the user's data based on their unique ID. The ID is passed as a parameter in the request URL, so we'll use req.params.id to access the ID. Once we've identified the user, we update their data and send a response back to the client with the updated user details. After setting up this route, we restart the server and use Postman to test it out. We send a put request to update the data of one of our users and check the response to ensure everything works as expected. I'm going to update Schofield's data using his ID. To do this, I send a put request in Postman. I will change Schofield's name to Alice. The server responds, confirming that the user has been updated. Now we can check this in the database. When I refresh the database, I can see the change has been applied. Finally, we add a delete route to remove a user from the database. We'll use the delete1 method to delete a user based on their unique ID. Once the deletion is successful, we send a confirmation message back to the client. Now that we've set up the delete route, I restart the server to apply the changes. First, I'm going to delete Alice. To do this, I take Alice's ID and use it in a delete request. When I send the request, Alice is removed from the database. I can verify this by sending a GET request to check if Alice still exists. Next, I'm going to delete Abruzzi. Just like before, I copy Abruzzi's ID and send a delete request. Again, I can check if the user has been deleted by sending a GET request. Finally, I refresh the MongoDB database, and I can see that the user data has been successfully removed. You've now built a full CRUD API using Node.js and MongoDB. You can easily add more features or customize this API to fit your project's needs. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more tutorials, and let me know what you want to see next. See you in the next video.